Hey guys, I'm Christine Oswald. I'm an actress based in Atlanta, and welcome to the Chat with Dan show.
So welcome back everyone to another episode of Chat with Dan here. Joining me today, what can I say? There's so much talent right now in the room because I have on the show, again, the incredible, the amazing, the badass, the superstar, the legendary, the one and only, the incredible Christine. Christine, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. What better way to have a badass Friday and the best way to start up a badass weekend than to be chatting again with someone as badass as you. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you, Dan. That's very nice. Yes, it's a great way to spend my Friday.
There you go. Now, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow. It helps a lot. But also, in the description below, you're going to follow Christine's social media. I mean, by this point, you should know why she's super badass. But in case you're not, she just raises the bar every time. So you're going to find out instantly. And without further ado, let's jump in. So, we spoke about, so our first chat was around 2 years ago. We spoke a little bit about your career, right? Like how you started, like all of that. So for today, it's a total new, exciting conversation going on. Now, that being said, I want to start with the first question, which is, what part of yourself did you have to leave behind to become the person you are today?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question because I think every journey, you're going to have to leave certain things behind. And I don't necessarily think that's always a bad thing. For me, I've always been kind of a perfectionist and had a deep fear of rejection and fear of failure. And to be an actor, you're going to get rejected a lot. Most of the auditions you submit, you're not going to book. So you can't really hold on to that fear of rejection. You have to let that go, and you have to let that perfectionism go a little bit in order to really keep on believing that you're going to make it in this career. Because if you base your value on the number of rejections or the failures you have, you're going to give up. And I think that's why a lot of actors do quit, because it takes a toll on you.
How has been your process to deal with rejection as back then?
Well, I'm still working on it. I think a lot of it's a numbers game. If you're doing only a few auditions a year, the rejections are gonna hit a lot harder. But when you're doing 30 auditions a month and you book one of them, it feels really good. So you're not necessarily focused on the 29 that you didn't book. So it's just the more you do it, the more you put yourself out there to be rejected, you realize that being told no isn't the end of the world.
Was there a moment in your journey where you came close to giving up, but almost no one knows about it?
Well, I actually did give up for a while. I grew up doing theater. I acted on stage until I was about 18. And then I had to make the decision to, study theater, study acting in college, or study something else. And I was dealing with a lot of anxiety and mental health issues at the time. And a lot of it manifested through my performing, like singing for whatever reason, even though it had been, that was my first love, singing and performing. But it was causing me so much anxiety at the time that I decided to study something else. I studied international relations and did a whole six-year career in that field. And I loved that too, but there was always a small part of me that wanted to get back into acting, but felt like, oh, I guess it just wasn't for me. I guess it just wasn't meant to be. And then one day I decided, you know what? Actually, I think it still is. It's still in my heart. And if it's still in my heart, then I think that that's what I'm meant to do. And I'm glad that I listened to that.
I actually studied the same thing as you.
I feel like we talked about that.
Did we?
I think we might have. Because that sounds familiar to me.
I think we might have, yeah. Yeah, I did study that, and I never was able to work on that degree. You know what I meant? Like, It was so funny back then because in college we were like, yeah, you can study this. This is like your job opportunities. You can work everywhere, like all of that. And I paid, did the whole stuff. Mm-hmm. And here I am.
Yeah, it's funny because I have a lot of friends who are diplomats and working in government all over the world. And then I have a lot of friends who have kind of found different different passions after studying that. And there's a weird connection between people who study international relations and the arts, because I find a lot of my friends who studied that are very artistically talented. So
Hmm.
I'm not sure what the connection is.
Maybe it is because the fact you are studying like different, yeah, like you give yourself a little bit into the whole history to it, right? You get the chance to learn about different cultures or traditions.
Mhm.
I remember there was a yeah, I had a course that I studied which was focused on the whole study of Asia, the Middle East, like all of that, and it was super interesting. So
Yeah.
maybe because you get the chance to explore like a little bit to it, you yeah, you learn history, like all of that. Maybe that would trigger a little bit your passion through arts. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I can definitely see how, well, yeah, learning about different cultures, learning about how other people live. I mean, actors do the same thing, you know. We want to step into the shoes of other people. And now that I think about it, because I also did Model United Nations, Model UN, I don't know if you ever did that, but that's acting also. So I guess that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember in my UN, I ended up causing a war.
I mean, didn't we all? Like, that's what you do in Model UN.
I was like, I'm just gonna cause a war. Let's make a war. Why not? And yeah,
Yep.
but I just said like it was. Now that I think of it, it was kind of acting because then at the end of the day, you were with you were with some of your friends, having a good time. You weren't, or at least the way I took it was like I'm just gonna have fun, and ended up
Yeah.
being really good. The teacher was a little bit disappointed, sure, but at the end of the day, it was fun. So I kind of
Yeah.
understand that too. The fact that maybe that would trigger a little bit more. Why not pursuing art in general? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
know. And do you ever think you're? And have you ever thought about that if you had pursue international relations like all the way, you have worked for the government now?
Yeah, my goal was State Department. I definitely wanted to go into the Foreign Service. I spent almost 6 years, or was it 6 years? I can't remember exactly. 5 or 6 years working for the Fulbright Association, which is like an international nonprofit based in DC. And I really loved that. So I got to work very closely with the State Department. I have a lot of colleagues there. And that was definitely where I wanted to go. I wanted to study languages and be stationed at an embassy somewhere, somewhere else, somewhere not in the United States. And I do think I would have really enjoyed that. But I couldn't let go of the acting thing. And truly, I am so much happier now.
Yeah. I mean,
I
things happen for a
was.
reason. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's we might be pursuing something at the beginning, but then at the end, it will be guiding us to something else. Sometimes I discover that the best way is just to let yourself go.
Yeah,
Let life guide you. You know what I mean? Don't put
exactly.
any kind of force. Just let yourself go, and eventually you will start to find your path. And so at some point, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think that it's necessarily something that I have to give up forever. I would love to, you know, with money I make from acting and potentially fame, use that and be able to volunteer in the international space. So I think that it might be a full circle thing that I can come back to.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a few actresses who have jumped into the politics. There's one. What
Yeah.
was her name? I think Emma Watson, right? The one from Harry
Yeah.
Potter.
Uh-huh. She works with the
Uh-huh.
UN. Angelina Jolie, she's done so much internationally. So would love to do something like that.
Hey, I like it. Senator Oswald. I like it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like a
Well,
ring.
I would love to play like Secretary of State or something on TV. Like, sign me up. That would be great.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. And tell me, what has been the loneliest moment of your career so far?
Well, I'm actually very lucky that I've really always been surrounded by good people. My family, even though geographically we're not in the same place, they are very supportive. We talk all the time. But the loneliest part I think would be when I moved to Atlanta. I did move with a friend of mine, so I wasn't completely alone, but I didn't have any other acting friends because I moved from DC to Atlanta to get into the film industry. So trying to figure that on my own was a little lonely, but like I said, I've been very, very blessed with good people in my life who support me through everything.
Mm. What truth about the industry do people only discover after they are already deep inside it?
There's so many. I think that it's not personal. It's not personal, and that it's not always about talent. A lot of people, when they first start acting, I think they feel that if they are just the best person in the room, they're the most talented, they're going to take off, they're going to book. But it's not always about the most talented person in the room. You could be the best person that auditioned, but you're just not the right fit for the role. So you learn to not take things personally. Like, I might have been casting's favorite person that auditioned, but the woman they cast to play my mom doesn't look like me. So they have to go with someone else. And that is no reflection of my talent. And that's just something you have to learn. And going off of that, it's also a business. That's something that people have to learn. It's not, we can focus on the art thing. We love the artistic side of it. Of course, we're all passionate about acting, but you have to learn the business side or you're not going to get anywhere. You have to be able to network. You have to look at yourself as the product that you are selling. If your only concern is, am I a good actor? That is, of course, a very important thing, but it's not going to take you to the top.
And how has been your whole process of creating community, networking, like all of that?
Yeah, I mean, going to acting classes, that's a huge one. There are different workshops you can attend. Atlanta has a ton of them, LA, New York, of course. And you just meet people on set. The more you're working, the more people you meet. One of my best friends in Atlanta, who has introduced me to a lot of his friends, and we've formed this whole acting group. We met doing background on a big shoot when I first moved to Atlanta, and I was doing background to meet people, and that's just the best way,
Hmm.
just to put yourself out there.
Do you still get nervous, when you're about to do an audition?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't really get nervous on set. I get like once I've already booked the job, I feel good, but it's the audition process and the callbacks that make me nervous. But I know some people feel opposite. Like some people are chill for the audition, but then they get on set and they feel like they have to prove themselves. So I don't know why it's the other way around, but auditions, yeah, I still get nervous for them.
How has been your whole process of doing auditions? Do you remember like your first one and until this point? Do you feel like more comfortable sometimes? Like how would the whole thing have worked for you?
Yeah, well, I started doing the film and TV auditions during COVID. So I've been doing pretty much all self tapes. I didn't really do a lot of in-person auditions. I think I've only had like 2 or 3 in-person film and TV auditions, which is so different to theater, which I feel like growing up, all of my auditions were in person, which of course makes me a lot more nervous. So I think the self-tape aspect of the auditioning process actually allowed me to feel more comfortable getting back into it. But I look back at my early self tapes and they're hard to watch. I mean, it's good. That means I'm improving, but I didn't understand the lighting. I didn't really understand the style of screen acting. It's so different than theater. I had to kind of unlearn a lot of the things I learned for stage acting, like projecting your voice. You don't really do that when you're acting for the camera. So I look back and I see how far I've come.
Mm. I mean, it's just the way it is. Whenever we
Yeah.
we start something, it's a learning curve. We might get some mistakes, let's say things like that. But I try to take them more as it was just part of the whole learning process. Because you kind of need it sometimes, to have those bloopers, or those cringe moments. And then when you look at them, you could be like, okay, I actually need to change this or that, and that for sure can help you to improve. So.
Yeah. And they were reflect a reflection of the level I was at, and I was booking student films, short films, the things that I needed to book at that time to start building up a resume and getting footage. So my journey is just reflective of that growth.
There you go. What has
Yeah.
been your most funniest audition ever? I'm curious.
Oh gosh. There have been commercials are the weirdest, I have to say. The commercial auditions. I recently had one where I had to put ketchup on a piece of bread. Like they wanted the action of me putting ketchup on a piece of bread, folding the bread in half and eating it. And I had to just eat a piece of bread with ketchup on it. And it was disgusting. And I just don't understand why. Like, why did they need that specific action? Why did they need me to eat the ketchup bread? I don't know. But I did it. I did not book it. But I will always remember that audition.
Yeah, I bet it was kind of weird, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've just so many weird commercial, and they're so specific in commercial auditions. They're like, you must have a hamburger from this specific restaurant, and you have to unwrap it on camera and eat it. And it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard so many kind of weird, great stories in commercials.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. And especially like bread with ketchup, who does that? Let's face it. You know what I mean? Like
it was so gross. And I don't even own ketchup, so I literally had to go like borrow ketchup from one of my friends. Yeah, very strange commercial.
Yeah. Don't put ketchup on your bread.
No, or at least add something else. I don't know.
For sure. For sure. Do you prefer, let's say, right? You would put ketchup and something else, or mayo and something else?
Oh, mayo, for sure.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm not really a ketchup person. Like, it's fine, but I choose mayo.
What do you think of people who put ketchup on popcorns?
I've never heard of anyone
I've met
doing
people, and I actually dated one girl years ago. Hopefully she's not listening to this, but if she does, I'm sorry. But when we went on a date, we ordered popcorn, and some small voice in my head was telling me, dude, order your own. But I was like, no, you know what? We're going to share, have a good time anyway.
Right.
So as we went there, I was like, hey, so I'll go to buy some soda, and you can just, wait here. I went to the line, buy some soda, and then as I looked back, she was at the kind of the bar where you could put like ketchup, mayo, cheese, like all of that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, we didn't order like any nachos or anything on it. I was like, So I was like, maybe she's grabbing napkins, right? So anyway,
right.
we bought the sodas and everything. And then when I saw she was putting ketchup on the popcorn, and as I was looking to that, I was kind of disgusted, and I was like, I'm actually like, what am I seeing here? And then I was like, wait, do you like ketchup on your popcorns? And then she was like, yeah, I do. What about you? And I was like, yeah, maybe. I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't eat a single popcorn that night.
So she just poured the ketchup on top of the popcorn? Well, that feels very messy too. Ew.
Yeah, it was just bad. Anyway, that's why.
What a tragic date story.
It was a tragic date story because I didn't enjoy the film. I didn't enjoy. Yeah, it was kind of an awkward time.
Didn't enjoy your popcorn.
Didn't. You know what? What I ended up doing is that I took her home, and then I went back to the cinema, bought me some popcorn. Then I went home, put some film, on Netflix, and then I was with my popcorn. I was like, okay, this is the way. You know what?
I respect that. So, I respect that. That's so funny.
So I've met people that actually does that, and
that's crazy. Never heard of that.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. It's like seeing murder there.
No, it's just wrong. Yeah,
really wrong. But switching to our first activity here, called the craft break. Super simple. Gonna give you a line, a moment, or a clue, or a film, and you have to guess which film it is.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. So, a man hires people to implant an idea into someone's mind instead of stealing it. Your options are Tenet, Inception, or Shutter Island.
Inception.
Oh, okay.
It's a great movie.
So this is a quote from a film. I am your father. Your options are Star Wars: A New Hope, Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, or Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
Oh no. Wait, let me think. The Empire Strikes Back. Is that wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm right? Oh god.
Yeah.
I can only remember the numbers. Like if you say Star Wars 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6, like I know what film you're talking about, but I can't remember all of the
the whole thing. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, a man lives multiple lives and realizes every decision creates a different reality. Your options are Mr. Nobody, Donnie Darko, or Cloud Atlas.
Cloud Atlas?
You sure?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that or seen. I've seen Donnie Darko, but that's not. I haven't seen the other two. What's the answer? I'll go Cloud Atlas. Wrong.
No. Yeah, it's Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody. Okay, yeah. I've actually never heard of that.
All right, next one. It's a quote from a film. So
Okay.
the quote is, "What's in the box?" Your options are Seven, Zodiac, or Prisoners.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen any of those. I need to work on my film repertoire. Okay, I'm just gonna go with a random one. Prisoners.
No, it's Seven.
Okay.
Now, two U.S. Marshals investigate a mental institution on an isolated island. Your options are The Departed, Shutter Island, or Mystic River.
Shutter Island.
Yes, Shutter Island. Now, an insomniac forms an underground fight club that becomes something much bigger. Your options: American Psycho, Fight Club, or the Machinist? Yeah.
Fight Club.
Yeah, it was that. All right. A man obsessed with recording everything starts losing his grip on reality. Your options: Nightcrawler, Enemy, or Drive.
I've only seen Drive, but I can't remember what it was about. Nightcrawler? No.
No, yeah. It was Nightcrawler.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
sure.
Well, I need to watch it to affirm my answer.
Now, a woman erases memories of a relationship only for her partner to try to stop it. Your options: Her, Eternal Sunshine of Spotless Mind, or Blue Valentine.
The second one.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
it is. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the name kind of suggests that, but I've never seen it, so.
And you know what? The last one here. So, a parasite infiltrates a wealthy family by slowly replacing their staff. The options are The Menu, Gone Girl, or Parasite.
I knew that one before you gave me the options, at least. Parasite.
There you go. We turn it to our regular transmission. Tell me, who were you before the world started defining you through success or recognition?
From the beginning, I've always been a performer, but like in a much more free-spirited way. Like I was always putting on shows at home. I had two older cousins who were in theater and they were having us perform Grease and all these other shows at home. And before there were the expectations of being perfect, I just performed and sang without fear and in front of anyone. I mean, I was the annoying kid who would be at a friend's house and want to perform for their parents and be like, let's put on a show. Like I want to like, oh, Mrs. Whoever, like, do you want to hear me sing? Like I was that kid with no fears at all. I was just like, oh, well, I know I can sing, so I'm going to sing for everyone. And then you get older and, a lot more expectations. And once you are told, oh, you're a good singer, then you feel like, well, I have to always be a good singer. If I mess up, then that identity won't exist for me anymore. So yeah, just a little more free-spirited about my talent, I think.
And did someone recorded your early performances?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we have them on video.
That's pretty cool. All right. Now, what insecurity still follows you, no matter how much you accomplish?
That's tough. Everybody has random insecurities that other people might not notice, like about your appearance and stuff. Like everybody has stuff. I think less of an insecurity, more of a fear, just that I won't be able to perform, like I won't be able to meet people's expectations. That I will get on set and not be able to do what I did in my audition, or people will expect great things from me and I won't be able to be as good as they think I will. And I think that stems from my mental health issues that I had early on, especially surrounding singing, because, I could be so good singing on my own But when it came to having an audience, my anxiety would be so bad that I couldn't replicate what I was doing on my own. So I think it's just that insecurity and anxiety that will always follow me a little bit.
Mhm. And how you were able to deal it, right? Or like, for example, you will perform and everybody would assume that you're having the best time of your life, right? Like you're on cloud nine, you're like rocking it. But deep inside, maybe you're not. So how you were able to deal with that and not let yourself, and not let your emotions to actually affect the performance.
Well, that was kind of the issue and why I stopped performing, because I was getting to a point where I couldn't figure out how to regulate my emotions. I mean, now luckily I been to therapy. I'm on medication that really, really has helped me. And I think maturity generally, I'm very happy that I'm almost 30. I'm much more mature and sure of myself. Back when I was 18, 19, I mean, I was still figuring out who I was, and on top dealing with the mental illness on top of that, it was just I wasn't able to do it. I I had to learn, and there had to be a lot of personal growth for me to then be able to emotionally regulate.
I mean, it's challenging, right? Especially when you're around 18, 19, early 20 for sure, right? That you are kind of, yeah, it's interesting because somehow you are kind of expected to already figure your path. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that for sure can cause a lot of anxiety and stress because, at that point, yeah, I don't think you are truly mature enough to be like, you know what, I'm actually going this way now.
Yeah.
I do think that it's around, I don't know, like like early between 29, 30, early your 30s when you actually discover where you actually should go because now you live enough to be like, okay, I have experienced this. Now I want to pursue. Now I'm more mature now, more prepared, and I think that is how things have worked your way now because you have actually you took the lesson and be like, okay, I need to maybe cool up a little bit. You went therapy and now you are going back. And as you said, like you're now more mature. It actually shows that you are kind of ready, let's say. You know what I mean?
That's exactly how I feel. I finally feel like I know who I am. I know what I'm meant to do. I'm sure of myself. And yeah, this feels like the right time. I don't think it would have been a good time for me to start to try to be in film and TV in my early 20s. I'm glad it's happening now.
Mm. And during this time when you kind of cool off from acting and everything, did you have this idea? Yeah, did you were constantly hunting by the idea like maybe I should go back? I think I made a mistake. Like what is wrong with me? Things like that. Like how tough was for you to silence that voice? So in order for you to regroup and go again.
Yeah, I mean, I never really felt like I made a mistake because I liked the other path that I took, but there was always this voice that telling me that was what I was meant to do. Like during that period of time, it was really hard for me to go see shows and go see musical theater because it almost made me sad rather than enjoying it. It made me feel like I was missing out on something. And there would be little periods here and there where I would go do an acting workshop, like in that 6-year break where I was not acting at all. I'd be like, oh, I'm just going to go do this little workshop. And then, like, I swear this will be the last acting thing I do to my parents, right? And they'd be like, okay, Christine, like, go do the acting workshop, whatever. But it was always kind of like, okay, I just need to get this out of my system and then I'll be fine. And obviously, I couldn't get out of my system.
And here we are.
And here we are. Yes.
Switching to our halftime show now. Quick speed round question. Yes, no, or pass. Super simple. Gonna ask you a couple of questions, and you can only answer yes, no, or pass.
Okay.
You ready? All right, so starting with the first one. Have you ever seriously considered walking away from your career?
Yes.
Do you think success changes who a person really is?
No.
Have you ever taken a role or project you didn't fully believe in?
Yes.
Do you think talent matters more than hard work in this industry?
Yes and no.
Have you ever felt jealous of someone else's success?
Yes.
Do you think fame makes life easier?
No.
Have you ever doubted that you truly belong in this industry?
Yes.
Would you choose the same path again if you could start over?
Yes.
Do you think success is worth the personal sacrifices it demands?
Yes.
Are you truly happy with the life you're building right now?
Yes. So happy.
And a bonus one, can you cry on cue?
It depends on the day, actually.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes I need a little tear stick or eye drops.
I'll take it. All right. Now, what part of mastering your craft took years to understand, but most people will never notice?
Part of me wants to say, going back to the rejection, I think most people don't really understand what it takes to be an actor in the sense of how many no's you get every single day. And that's something that every actor has to learn, and the average person has no idea. In more of a skill sense, being able to memorize lines quickly. That's not something that I think people talk about it, but it's just a skill that you have to develop. And it's not necessarily something that is highlighted regularly when you're talking about acting skills.
In your experience, what truly separates the people who dream about this path from those who manage to survive?
If you can't see yourself doing anything else, that's like, for me, I know I said I've considered giving it up, but that was because I did in the past. Now, at this point, there's not even an ounce, or there's nothing in me that wants to quit this career and that ever will. It's not like in 3 years, if I don't make it, I'm going to quit. That idea doesn't even exist for me. And as a lot of actors say, if you can picture yourself doing something else and being happy doing something else, then maybe go do that other thing. Because you're going to have to just push through, even if you don't make it in a specific period of time.
I just keep discovering why you're a badass. Easy here, easy going. It's great that you don't want to quit. I love that, because like every now and then, whenever, either on Instagram, I will check on stories here and there, people that I previously interviewed, and the fact that I will see sometimes they are continue rocking the next audition, the next project. At least to me, that's inspirational enough to be like, hey, they're actually doing it. You know what I mean? They're actually keep showing up. So I better do it, but I do it as well. You know what I mean? So yeah. And unfortunately, there's some people in which they actually quit, in which I'm like, okay, I get it. So
yeah. And I guess you have to know, like, if it's not meant for you, to realize that. But I think there's a misconception that there is a time limit, that once you hit a certain age and you haven't made it. But that's not true, because they need people of all ages in this industry, especially. So there's never really a time where it's too late to pursue this career, at least.
Yeah. I once interview this voiceover artist that throughout her whole life, she raised her kids, everything fine. So one day, her kids went to college and they started their life. And she was around her 50, something like that. And then she was like, okay, now that my kids are gone, I want to pursue voice acting now. She went full with it. And now she's booking big roles. She's winning awards. She's just killing it, basically. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of proof enough to be like, hey, as you said, there's never too late for you to actually jump into a career,
That is so inspiring. I love that.
Yeah. Now, what lie about success do you think this industry keeps selling to the next generation of dreamers?
Kind of going off what we're saying, that it'll happen quickly, or that that it'll happen within a year, within a couple years, or that your big break is this one event rather than a continuous uphill climb with different wins along the way. Sometimes it happens for people. They book a big role and they take off. But for most actors, it's just this
continuous climb upwards, learning new things. And that's why when people quit because they haven't had their big break in a couple years, that's a lie. That's kind of a fantasy. And that's that's what I'm gonna go with. The
Mm.
big break thing. That's kind of not real.
And what do you think about the term overnight success?
Very similar to that. Overnight success is never an overnight success. Maybe there's the rare person that it happens for, but every overnight success has years upon years of hard work underneath it. Like, I think it's like, I mean, so many actors have this story, but same with like Chapel Roan, who's she had been working in the music industry for years and years, was dropped by her agency, like moved back home, went back to LA before her album even became what people call a success. And she was touted as an overnight success, had her big break, but she'd been working for, over 10 years to get to that spot.
Mm. Yeah, it's so interesting whenever that happens, and we are seeing it now more
Yeah.
with this new kind of era of actors, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
on the at the Oscars, I watched them with my parents, and most of the actors they don't know them, and they were like, "Oh, that's overnight success." And while they were saying that, I was just googling them, and I was like, "Hey, they actually been doing it for way too long
Yeah.
now." You know?
Yeah. Well, it's like the heated rivalry actors, Hudson Williams and Connor Story. Like, yes, heated rivalry just helped them take off, but they've been acting, been training. They were ready for when the opportunity presented itself to them.
Hmm. Yeah, my mom when she saw this actress or whether, but yeah, Mechanic Race, she was like, "Oh, she's new. I never seen her." And then I was like, "Mom, she's been acting. She was a child." You're kidding? I
Yes.
was like, "No, she's actually been acting in a lot of films when she
Yeah,
was a
she's like
child."
the child actor.
Yeah, like totally. And then she was like, "I never knew." I was like, "Yeah, that's nice."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, if the younger version of yourself could see the life you're living today, would they feel inspired, or they would try to warn you about something?
I think they would feel inspired. I think I'm living my younger self's absolute dream. Like, I'm not even where I want to be yet, but where I am right now is what I dreamed about. And to me, that is just like the biggest success, to know that younger me would be so proud. Of course, there are some things along the way that I wish I could change, but I wouldn't change because I learned from them, So everything is an opportunity to grow. We all make mistakes, but I'm glad that I'm here now. And I think younger me would be very glad as well.
Do you think it's important for us to have this kind of communication with our inner child?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've actually done work where I write letters to my younger self. Yeah, in an effort to self-analyze, forgive myself for past mistakes. Just, it's a good reflection tool. So if you haven't, for anyone listening, if you haven't written a letter to your younger self, highly recommend it.
I still saying we're just the same kids as back then. It's just that our adventures, our hobbies, and our experiences are expensive, dangerous, and more serious as back then.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But at our core, yeah. And I think the older we get, the more we come back to the things we loved as a kid.
Yeah. Is there like a specific activity or something that instantly triggers your inner child and you get like so excited as back as you were, I don't know, 10, 12?
Jurassic Park,
No
the
kidding.
Jurassic Park franchise. Yeah.
Interesting.
I loved Jurassic Park growing up. For some reason, as a tiny, tiny child, I couldn't watch scary movies, but Jurassic Park was something that I was obsessed with. And I still have nightmares about dinosaurs to this day, even though I love them. And I will watch any Jurassic Park related movie that they put out forever.
Hmm.
I love them.
Did you know that when I was a kid and I watched Jurassic Park, I actually was afraid of public toilets for a while?
That definitely makes sense. Yeah, I understand why.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was
Yeah.
afraid of, like, in my nightmares, I would see the puddles start
Mm-hmm.
to shake. And it was like, and then I'd be in a bedroom and there'd be a window and I would see like the T Rex's eye. after seeing the puddle shake. And then, of course, a velociraptor in my closet after the kitchen scene in Jurassic Park, things like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I've been there too. I know the feeling. It
Yeah.
took me a
Okay.
while to actually
I'm glad
overcome
we
that.
relate on that
Yeah.
front. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It was that film and Blair Witch Project. No?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's a
that was
scary one. It's
yeah.
good, but scary.
Yeah, I couldn't watch Coroners for a while when I was a kid because I actually got they got me like nervous, and
Yeah.
my room back then was pointing like if you open the door it was opening to a straight hall, you know?
Oh, no.
So it
Oh,
was
no.
it was really bad. That actually
That's
took
really scary as a
yeah, it was
kid.
really scary.
Yeah.
But anyway. And in general, till this day, what motivates you? We all have these days that we want to quit, right? It's inevitable, happens to all of us. We can be on our best, and then sometimes, boom, something hit us, and then we're like, God, maybe I should. So on this case, what motivates you back on one of those days?
Just knowing that I have one life and that I want to live it as fully as possible, and that there will be highs and there will be lows, and nothing is permanent. Some days you're going to feel really great, and some days you're going to feel empty and awful. And just knowing that neither of those things are permanent, and there's no reason not to keep going. I'm not verbalizing this in the way that I want, but we just have this one life, and if you don't go out there and try something every single day to create the life that you want, then it's just a waste. That was a little jumbled. Do you see what I'm saying?
Kind of.
I kind of had two ideas there. One, we have to constantly create experiences to create a full life, and we only have this one life. And knowing that keeps me motivated to create a new story and a new experience every day. Other side note, those experiences, some are going to be really great and some are going to be bad. And just knowing that it's not going to be all bad and it's not going to be all great, and you're going to go back and forth between them and nothing's permanent, that's what keeps me going on the bad days.
No, it makes sense. I'll take it down. Yeah.
It made sense in my head, but I did not verbalize it clearly.
I mean, I think the same here. I try to take the same here as just experiences. You know what I mean? It's just part of the thing.
Yeah.
It's part of the whole experience. It's part of the whole journey, let's say, that eventually you're going to face awkward situations, bad situations, stressful situations, and maybe some sad situations too. But that's up to you to actually learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep moving forward, and sure, there's maybe some times in which you could say, like, what, I'm just going to take a day off, have discovered that it's okay. The world will still be there. Your dream will still be there. No one cares if you actually disappear for a while. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's no set timeline. So if you need to take time for yourself, you're right. The world is still going to be there. Your dream is still going to be there.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a very bad luck if suddenly, I don't know, something from outer space hit the Earth and that's done, right? I mean, that would be very unfortunate for sure. But
right,
you know what I mean here. So,
yeah, no, for sure.
So, yeah. And you know what? My last question here, so we can all enjoy and relax. So, what do you think that could be the best title for this episode?
Oh, something along the lines of returning to your childhood passions, but that's not a good title. Something along the line of that, like coming back to what you loved originally.
What about Letter to My Inner Child?
Yes.
What do you think about that one?
I love that.
All right. I mean, my first option was don't put ketchup on my bread, but I was like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna cut it. So,
yes.
Yeah, people are gonna take it the wrong way for sure, but be like,
right.
What? Like,
yeah, Letter to My Inner Child is definitely it's definitely a good title.
There you go. And what can I say? The fact you keep doing this, it's badass. It's awesome. It's incredible. I do admire the fact you keep doing this because you're not also creating cool characters or cool stories for us to enjoy. You're showing us that dreams can come true. And I think that kind of positive message you're sharing, it's super helpful, especially now in this crazy messed up world we're living in right now. The fact that we can rely on you and many other amazing people out there who are just following their dreams because it's what drives them, you know? It's as simple as the people might think. We all know it's a pain in the butt, but you make it happen, and that's pretty cool. So
Well, thank you. You too. You're absolutely killing it with your podcast. It's
Thank you.
amazing.
I appreciate that a lot. I do want to thank also those who stayed the whole episode. Let us know what you think in the comments below. But come on. You know, by this point, you should know why Christine is super badass. I mean, come on. So let's follow her. Let's share some love. Hashtag Team Christine. And again, thank you for making this happen. Keep shining out there. Keep rocking. Keep kicking ass. Keep doing what you do. And I'll be seeing you in the next one.